Step 3. Welcome. How are you doing? How are you getting on with your slowing down, with your quieting, with anyone either motivating themselves and feeling more energized because their mind is slowed down and they're becoming more in their body, or feeling like you're coming out of fight or flight mode and really starting to nourish yourself and your body again. Step 3 is about presence. And this is so paramount to me. There's a lot of talk about flow state at the minute, and for me that's another way of saying being in the present moment. If people are in flow state, they are in the present moment, experiencing all the fruits of that now moment. So when people are great at a sports game, when people are fabulous at dancing, when we go to a play to watch actors, if they're amazing, they are in flow state. They are in their fully now moment. Their mind isn't doing other things. What am I doing after the show? Well, what's my next line? La, la, la. And usually, if you've had to learn any lines or learn a dance routine, you'll know that if that mind creeps in and says, what's my next line? You usually forget it because you've gone out of the present moment and you're trying to remember past. And you'll go, oh, well, I don't know actually. But if you remain in the present moment and you know that you know it and you know that you know the routine, you just do the dance routine, and then you get to the end of it, you're like, I have no idea how I remembered all those steps and did it so quickly. It was like muscle memory in my body, and it just knew what to do, and I just wasn't thinking about it at all. And that's how we're capable of doing, for me, these amazing things. Is you get in flow state, you get in present moment, and another wisdom takes over. And then we just go. Whereas if we were trying to do it all from the intelligent mind and going, now what's the next piece, and what's the next piece, and what's the next dance, there's only so fast you can go. And some people are highly intelligent and can go pretty quickly up here. But ain't nothing on wisdom. Wisdom, we go to the theatre to watch people in a flow state, to watch their wisdom come alive. We wouldn't go and watch somebody do a calculation and use their brain really, really quickly. There's no awe, there's no aliveness in that. We can go, yeah, I appreciate that skill. That's pretty good, having a really top memory. But we don't feel the connection. And flow state and present moment is, for me, soul aligned. So when we see somebody in flow state, our soul goes, I know what that is. I know what that's like. You're expressing your soul. And we love it. So being in the present moment is your soul's relief card. It goes, yes. But perhaps when we first get there, it can feel a little bit ungrounded, maybe confusing. Because for me, the way I like to describe it is the soul likes the space, the I don't know what I don't know realms. And sometimes if we're not used to that, it can feel like we've jumped off a cliff, we're free falling. And we're just like, there's nothing to grab onto, there's no end to this fall, and I'm just in the air and I'm just falling. But you fall for a certain amount of time, and then you become aware that you're like, okay, I'm still falling and I haven't died, and perhaps I can just start enjoying this free fall now. Okay. And you then would come in to start enjoying that space of I don't know what I don't know. But if you haven't been there before, you kind of, the ego identified mind goes, no, we need to know. We need to hold on to something. We need to attached to a thing and concentrate on a thing, and I need to hold on. Blah, blah, blah. And the first time I truly experienced space consciousness was really funny, because I could hear the ego-identified mind going, but I want to hold on to, no, we're not going to, no, And it was me observing it, really wanting to find something to hold on to, and there being nothing there, but me being okay with that. It was a really hilarious experience. I was just laughing at myself going, oh, this is really funny. That's what you're doing. All because I'm just free falling and I'm okay with it. And I'm not quite sure if that was the best description. But it's my experience. So if you have something like it, then you might know that there are some tell signs, okay? Also at the same time, don't look for exactly the same as my experience, because yours might not be. You might be going in the right direction and thinking, but this has nothing to do with what Claire talked about, but it feels like this is the way. And that might be so for you, because I'm using my words and my experience to describe it. And really, this is about your openness and your awareness to your soul going, this is how you as an individual find your way to presence. And what I'm trying to give you is seeds and tools to get there. But for you to go, yeah, I can take this mystery mission on for myself, and I will do some detective work and have my own experience of what the now moment, what presence is, what this space consciousness is versus I identified ego mind. And for me, that's the same things come up again and again and again. So Eckhart Tolle talks about space consciousness. And for me, it's the pulled back space area where you're so present to the now moment that you're just being your observer to yourself, your life, archetypes that you play, whatever's going on in the now moment. It's almost like you slightly disassociate with the character that's playing your life, and that you can look at it and go, wow, they're in an interesting film. Cool. And it's like you're very much invested in that film. I guess space consciousness is stepping back and becoming the investor and going, well, I've invested a lot of money in that film, in that vessel, in that body, and a lot of time and a lot of effort. So I'm going to sit back and just make sure that this film is going to go all right. And be successful. But being in the movie, being in the identified I mask is, well, you don't know. It's like Truman Show. You don't know you're in the movie because it's a movie. And you wouldn't know it's a movie until you step out and you go, oh, they were making a film of me. But when you're in it, you're just like, well, this is my existence. This is my life. No idea that it's an actual movie. That's my way of describing it. And the I identified is all of our archetypes. And by that I mean you can call archetypes roles in the film, characters in the film. So you would have the victim, the child, the storyteller, and all of the archetypal behaviours. And the I identity has loads of archetypal energies. We're going in a little bit deeper now because we've got collective archetype energies as well. And it's energies of behaviour that's the roadmap of our human existence. Like Jungian psychology, and it just explains how and why we do things, and why I feel like doing this and not doing this, and why am I interested in that and not this, and how come I'm really good at this and I'm not good at that. It's archetypal energies that you brought with you. And the I-identified mind is also the programming that you have learnt your entire life. Everything that you've ever heard, taken on board as a belief, learnt at school, learnt from your behaviour, learnt what's wrong or right, learnt from being hurt and mistreated, learnt from disease and illness, learnt from authority figures, learnt from books, all of that programming and how we think things should be, shouldn't be, all our beliefs. I-identified mind. And part of the awareness is getting to know those identities and saying, oh, yeah, I do that, I tend to do that, and pull back and go, well, have I judged that archetype and that identity? Have I judged my victim that that's wrong? Have I judged this? Have I judged that? Have I judged this? And find out our opinions on ourselves, as well as getting to know what we're like. Yeah, we're quite happy opening up the floodgates to what we like about ourselves. Yep, I'm really determined and I'm this and I'm that and I've done really well. But opening up the other floodgates to perhaps things that we've hidden and that we hide away, that we don't take ownership of. Oh, I'm not like that. No, that's what I don't like in other people. That's what that is. And for me, that's a big tell and a big trigger. If you don't like something about somebody else, it's because it's attaching to an unhealed part in you. Because there's a part of you that's hidden that does that you go, oh yeah, that's me as well. Yeah, I'll take ownership of that. So it's very awareness liberating, getting to know all the parts of us, but not taking it personally. Finding that space and characters and going, oh wow. And then it's, from space consciousness, it's such an impartial position because there is no judgment there. It is impossible to have a judgment there. You can recognise the judgments that you have made in the identified mind, but they just disappear. And you go, oh, it's easy to navigate from back here. So we'll do some present moment techniques for getting into the present moment and getting into the body. And we've done a couple of them already. One you can use is really, really simple, really, really quick. Hold your breath. Hold your breath for 5. And you should immediately feel more in your body, more aware, more present. And we'll do a few more. Another quick, not as quick as holding your breath. Holding your breath if you've got absolutely no time at all. If you're like, oh, I think I'm just having an overwhelm moment and I just need to reset. It's like a reset, come back to yourself. It's like a trigger reminder. The next one you can do is tapping into all the senses, and you would make a figure of 8 or infinity sign with your eyes to activate visual. So looking in a figure of 8 with your eyes. Then activate auditory by pinching just around your ears. Then activate kinesthetic by cross-crawling your hands and your knees, touching the opposite hand with the opposite knee for kinesthetic activation. And then immediately finding the space afterwards. And that one, I find the activation one brings me more alert into the present moment. Feeling a lot more ready. And just be with yourself. Taking the awareness into the body. Becoming present means bringing all of your soul parts into your body. So what you can notice is if you're sitting just by yourself, if you've done either one of those exercises to get yourself in, and then you just sit, be with yourself. No matter for how long, you can catch this if you're doing things in the day, if you're cooking, if you're walking, if you're doing your job. When we're not in present moment, our mind is either focused on the past or focused on the future. And you want to bring all of those parts back so that you've got full energy to lock into what you're doing now. If part of you is still focused on the trauma that you had when you were 10, a part of you is still in the past. If a part of you is focused on an argument that you had with somebody the other day, then you're focused on the past. If you're thinking about that thing that somebody said to you that was annoying, that you didn't stand up for yourself about, you're still in the past. Bring all those bits back in. And then we go the opposite way and we start thinking, well, what are we going to have for lunch? What time do I have to pick up my daughter again? Or what time's this? Even just what's the time? We're in the future. Oh, I'm hungry. Do I need the loo? Bring everything back into now. And then the practice is if you find those thoughts going to the past or going to the future, just remind them to jump back into your body, into the here and now, and beckon all of yourself back to this here and now. And then ask yourself, how are you feeling in your body? What's alive for you in this present moment? And wait. Remember, we don't need an answer quickly. If there's something coming in that you're like, but I just need to do this and I need to do this and I need to do this, and that for that means that you can't sit and give yourself 5 minutes, then go and do the thing and then come back. And give yourself 5 minutes just to ask yourself how you're feeling. And give yourself 5 minutes before you respond to that question. You don't need to say, oh, I don't know, in the space of 30 seconds. You can give your wisdom 5 minutes to reveal how you're feeling. How am I truly feeling? Give yourself a good amount of time to respond. Let the wisdom of your body respond to that question. Upijai.